Ladies and gentlemen, fellow business leaders, welcome. Today, the most successful organizations are those that listen. At HIGTM, we believe the voices of your employees and customers are your greatest strategic asset. In this session, we'll explore how to harness feedback through surveys, focus groups, and open forums. Our tone is presidential, confident, clear, and resolute. Because elevating feedback isn't just a management tactic, it's leadership in action. By the end, you'll see why listening is the new competitive advantage and how HIGTM can help you make it a reality. Feedback is fuel. Research shows that when employees are engaged and heard, companies see as much as 23% higher profitability. When customers feel listened to, they reward us with loyalty. Consider Starbucks. By inviting customers to share ideas openly, they introduced hits like the Cake Pop and free in-store Wi-Fi. Ideas straight from their fans. Or Domino's Pizza. When focus groups said, "Your crust tastes like cardboard," Domino's didn't get defensive. They apologized publicly, improved their recipe, and achieved a 14% same-store sales increase, the largest in fast food history. These examples prove that listening drives innovation, loyalty, and the bottom line. Feedback matters, and the stakes are real. So how do we listen effectively? We have three primary channels: surveys, focus groups, and open forums. Each serves a distinct purpose. Surveys cast a wide net. They let us gather data at scale from hundreds or thousands of voices quickly and measure metrics like employee engagement or net promoter score. Focus groups are about depth over breadth. They put a small group of customers or employees in a room, physical or virtual, to probe their feelings and ideas in detail. Finally, open forums. Think town hall meetings, Q&A sessions, or online communities. Create an ongoing space for dialogue where any voice can be heard in real time. We'll examine each of these and see their pros and cons. Together, they form a powerful toolkit for a feedback-driven organization. Let's start with surveys. Surveys are the workhorse of feedback gathering. Pros. They're fast. You can send a survey today and have insights by tomorrow. They scale massively. Whether it's 50 employees or 5 million customers, surveys reach them efficiently. They can also be anonymous, which encourages candor. People often answer more honestly when they feel safe. And modern survey software, from simple tools to enterprise platforms, makes analysis a breeze, automatically charting results and highlighting trends. But there are cons. Surveys provide limited depth. A multiple-choice questionnaire can tell us what is happening. E.g., 60% of employees feel recognized at work, but not always why. Unless we ask open-ended questions, which then require analysis, we might miss context. Surveys are also one way. You ask, they answer, end of story. If midway through responses, you think of a new question, you can't just interject. You'd need to issue a new survey. In short, surveys give breadth and quantifiable data, but not rich narrative. That's where our next method comes in. Now, focus groups. Picture a guided conversation with 6 to 10 people, led by a skilled moderator. Pros. The richness here is unparalleled. You get to hear customers or employees speak in their own words, the stories, emotions, and nuances behind their opinions. You can see their body language when discussing a new policy or product, the crossed arms, the raised eyebrows, those unspoken cues that quantitative data can't capture. And importantly, focus groups are flexible. If a participant says something intriguing, the moderator can immediately dig deeper. Tell me more about why you feel that way. This ability to ask why in the moment yields goldmines of insight. Cons. Focus groups require more resources. They're costly and time-consuming. Recruiting participants, booking a venue or video call, paying incentives, hiring a facilitator. And because you're talking to, say, 8 people, it's a tiny sample. You can't assume they represent all customers or employees. There's also a human dynamic. One outspoken person can dominate the talk or influence others, which can bias the discussion. and shyer voices might hold back, especially if their boss is in the room. So focus groups, while powerful for depth, must be well managed to get balanced input. The third channel is open forums. These are open-ended discussion platforms. Think company town hall meetings where employees line up at the mic, or an online customer community where users post ideas and vote. Pros. Open forums signal transparency. When leadership opens the floor for questions or feedback, it builds trust. Nothing is hidden. Everyone hears not just the praise, but the tough questions too, and sees them addressed. Participation is wide open. Anyone can contribute, so you tap into ideas from every level and corner. This inclusivity can greatly enhance engagement. People feel valued when their voice can be heard publicly. Now the cons. Because it's public, some folks might hold back. If an employee fears judgment or repercussion, they won't ask that burning question in front of their peers. An open forum is not anonymous by default, though tools now exist to submit anonymous questions during town halls. Also, without good moderation, an open forum can veer off track or be dominated by the loudest voices, while the quieter perspectives get lost. And if sensitive issues are raised, leadership must handle them tactfully in the moment. There's no editing or filtering once the words are out. In short, open forums are a powerful transparency tool, but they rely on a healthy culture. Companies like ours, HIGTM, help clients set norms so that these forums remain respectful, productive, and safe for honest dialogue. Collecting feedback is easier today than ever thanks to technology. Let's highlight a few major feedback tools that enterprises rely on. Medallia, known as the global leader in customer and employee experience, excels at capturing feedback across channels and giving you real-time insights. For example, a hotel chain can use Medallia to get instant alerts when a guest submits a low satisfaction survey, so managers can reach out before the guest checks out. Medallia's strength is operationalizing feedback at scale. Very popular in hospitality, retail, financial services where customer experience, CX, is king. Next, Qualtrics, a comprehensive experience management XM platform. With Qualtrics, one system can run your customer surveys, employee engagement surveys, product feedback studies, all under one roof. It's trusted by over 18,000 brands worldwide, and 75% of the Fortune 100 for a reason. It's robust, customizable, and now infused with AI to help uncover insights and even predict key drivers of satisfaction. Finally, SurveyMonkey, a name almost synonymous with online survey. It's incredibly user-friendly and flexible. SurveyMonkey is often the first step for organizations starting feedback programs, and it scales up to an enterprise version with collaboration, security, and integration features. A marketing team can whip up a quick customer poll in minutes, or HR can gather company-wide feedback with ease. In short, these tools, and others like them, are the engines that power modern feedback programs. The key is choosing the right tool for your needs, and HIGTM can guide that selection. Let's look at a few case studies across industries that prove the impact of a robust feedback strategy. Starbucks. In retail coffee, they launched the My Starbucks Idea online forum. Customers flocked to it, contributing over 150,000 ideas for new drinks, store improvements, you name it. Starbucks didn't just collect these ideas, they acted on them, launching products like the Hazelnut Macchiato and even implementing free Wi-Fi in stores based on customer feedback. This open forum not only generated innovations but deepened customer loyalty. People felt heard by the brand. Now IBM, a tech giant, ran what they called an innovation jam. They brought together employees, family members, business partners, and clients, 150,000 participants worldwide, in an online brainstorming marathon. Over a few days, this massive focus group, or series of forums, yielded 46,000 ideas that helped IBM chart new strategic directions. It was an incredible example of engaging the whole ecosystem for feedback and innovation. Finally, consider Holiday Inn Club vacations in hospitality. They leveraged Medallia's platform to continuously gather guest feedback from surveys and social media. By analyzing this data with Medallia's AI tools, they identified pain points in their call center experience. Check this out. They implemented targeted training and process changes, and in just 3 months, their key customer satisfaction score jumped from 78.4% to over 84%, exceeding their goal and reaching record highs. These stories span very different domains, but the common thread is clear. When organizations listen intently and respond decisively, they win, whether it's winning customer hearts, employee minds, or market share. Drawing on these insights, here are some best practices to supercharge your feedback efforts. First, mix methods. Don't rely on just one avenue. An annual survey alone won't cut it. Maybe it flags that only 50% of your employees feel valued. Why? Follow up with focus groups or team forums to dig into the reasons. Use both quantitative and qualitative feedback to inform decisions. It's like seeing in high definition instead of black and white. Second, close the loop. Feedback is a two-way street. If customers complain about slow service and you fix it, let them know. If employees request better training tools and you deliver, celebrate it. When people see their feedback leads to action, their trust grows, and so does their willingness to keep sharing. Third, create a safe culture for speaking up. This starts at the top. Leaders must encourage honesty and never shoot the messenger. Consider enabling anonymous feedback channels, for example, an anonymous suggestion box or a digital open forum where names are optional. This casts a wider net for truth, and train managers to welcome critique. An open culture is the fertile soil where feedback seeds turn into innovation. Finally, leverage technology and AI. If you have thousands of open-ended survey comments, don't try to read each one manually. Today's tools can analyze text, detect sentiment and urgency, and categorize issues in seconds. AI augments human judgment, spotting patterns across huge data sets. For instance, AI might reveal that checkout process is a common pain point in customer comments, insight you might miss until it's too late. With these best practices, a multi-channel approach, responsive action, a safe culture, and smart tech, your feedback program will not just collect data, it will drive continuous improvement. In closing, I urge you to embrace this simple mantra. Listen, learn, lead. Listen intently to your people. They are telling you how to be better. Learn from what you hear, not defensively, but curiously, extracting the lessons and patterns. Then lead boldly by acting on that feedback, showing everyone that every voice counts in how you shape the organization's future. The companies that dominate markets and those that become beloved brands are often the ones most responsive to feedback. They create a virtuous cycle. Listen, act, improve, and as a result, employees stay engaged and customers stay loyal. HIGTM stands ready to partner with you on this journey. We have the expertise to design feedback systems, the experience with tools and analytics, and the change management know-how to build a true feedback culture in your organization. Great leaders don't have all the answers, but they ask, listen, and respond. That's the kind of leadership that transforms organizations. Thank you, and let's make feedback your engine of growth.